Hey, alright, I wanted to do this video vertical. My name is Dr. Cheryl Meyer, and I help you navigate through your spiritual awakening. I'm a psychologist, and I help you awaken your intuition and listen to that. Listen to this deeper part of yourself. I was on this beautiful walk, and I felt like crying because I just did this radio show, right? And I just got this deep sense that, why am I so different? Why am I not like the others? It's like there was a TV show when we were kids. One of these kids is not like the others. And everyone would be like hammering, and she'd be like doing her own dance like this, and you had to guess as a kid, which one of those was not like the others. And so it's so weird because I was just like, I know it's a lie. I know it's a lie. This is why I was like, let's just make a video so you guys can know too if you feel different. I know it's a lie that I ought to conform and be the same. And it's not even like I'm trying to be different, And so that's when you can know, when you're not trying to be different and you're just weird, And I was thinking of people that were traumatized at an early age. Like, we can wish that stuff like that didn't happen to us. And that kind of makes us feel different because you feel like you had to grow up early, or things are really serious for you that ought to be just playful and fun. Like, I will still go on this trail, and if there's a man in front of me, I have to size him up and look at, am I going to be okay? Because I'm on this trail by myself, or I look for snakes or whatever. And some of my friends won't even go on these trails because there's snakes, And it's just like, well, I've only seen about 4 snakes. So 4 years of walking and 4 days of seeing a snake. So I'm not gonna miss going in this beautiful nature and being present because I'm afraid of snakes. This is where they live. And I'm just always warned because I'm present. I don't have to be hyper vigilant, but that's sometimes what happens when you experience trauma early. You learn how to be very hyper vigilant, and you're also really sensitive to other people. So there are good things that come out of it, and it's like, I never wanted to be like just a girly girl. And so I played soccer with the boys, and then I was also a cheerleader and did gymnastics. But it's like, I really had to learn how to grow comfortable being in a female body and being okay with being in my body. And so just you think, oh, I wish I had the easy life sometimes, I wish I didn't feel so different or so existentially alone. But it's, it's like my friendship with Elliot Smith, this singer that's passed on now, it's like it wouldn't have happened because we just had a deep resonance with each other. We had, some people will call that trauma bonding. And of course, you can get into toxic relationships, and I do not recommend that at all. And I have a lot of videos indirectly teaching about how to get out of that, like how to hack your life. And anyway, but it's like Elliot and I didn't even have to say much when we were with each other. We just enjoyed each other's presence. And before he died, one of my best friends had a family member that died of self-inflicted, and I don't want to get into that because that's her business. But I had this habit of every August when it was Elliot's birthday, I would write him a birthday card still, because sometimes we would be out of touch because I just chose to have reciprocity back then. And if someone, if if there wasn't reciprocity, then I just did my best to let those people go, you know, into whatever path they had to follow to find their way. But I wrote him this letter. I wrote him this letter and just told him, like, I was just bawling my eyes out. And I was like, you don't know, like, Elliot, thank you so much for being alive and for still creating your art and your music. Just that you keep breathing every day and keep doing life was still such a comfort to me. When I would have difficult days, I would know, like, Elliot's still here. Elliot's still doing his thing. Waterloo Sunset, you know, is still alive. The song Waterloo Sunset, he's like, he taught me that song, but as long as I gaze on Waterloo Sunset, I'm in paradise and I don't feel afraid. And there's a lot of great lyrics in that. But him, and then the other two other examples is you know, if Elliot tried to be like fake happy, that wouldn't have worked. It wouldn't have worked. Our connection wouldn't have worked. And also I met this guy from Sweden that's also a musician, and I don't want to tell too much of his story, even though I only have the picture of the side of his face because he didn't want to be on camera, and so I totally respect that. Hi. And so but I know, like, he was bullied a lot as a child, a lot, and left school. And, you know, it just, we could sit for hours and not say anything, and it just was comforting to feel loved next to this person that you're just being with. You're being. It's like, it's okay to just be. I had that experience once during a sunset with two friends when I was in Turkey as well. It's just being. But the other example that came to mind, you know, that can help you, right? And I'm not recommending this show because I was traumatized also in childhood by being shown a horror movie. And so I don't recommend that for other people, and I never watch horror movies. But it's the show Stranger Things. And my intuition kept showing me Hopper, you know, the sheriff that's like just smoking all the time and has this big gut hanging out. And it's just like, you know, in Hollywood, in order to get all these jobs, you have to be all ripped and thin and perfect and blah, blah, blah. They want all their lead actors to be that way. And I'm like, we never would have got that character Hopper. And I didn't look up. I didn't look up if he gained a bunch of weight for that role. And even if he did, he was willing to look like that, you know, to commit to being that part. And it's like, I love him. I love him as a character in that show. And I just keep thinking, what if he tried to change? What if his whole life he tried to look like someone different? We never would have had that depth of a character, you know? And just him just laying it all out there, like, I drink, I smoke, and this is who I am, you know? And that's kind of how I felt with Elliot. Although, you know, I know he was sober before he died, and when he died, the talk screen said he was only on a low dose of the medications, the prescribed medications he was on. So I know he was trying, and a lot of people said he started trying to get sober right after his birthday in that year, and he died in October, so just a few months later. But it gave me this chance to say goodbye to him and just tell him how much I loved him as a person. So you have no idea. I know people make fun and go, oh, we're all our own special snowflake, you know, but you are. Every snowflake is different. Even twins are different, you know. Identical twins are different, you know. Everyone, there's this mystic passage in the book of Revelation that St. John wrote. John is always the mystic disciple, you know. Peter says it's straightforward, like brick and mortar, like stone, you know. And then John is the mystic, and he always will show you the mystic Jesus and the mystic approach. But in the book of Revelation, he got this revelation, and there was a white stone, and I heard George MacDonald, I read George MacDonald's unspoken sermons about this. But look, I'll pick up this, look, I have a white stone in front of me. Right? Here's a white stone. Okay? So on this white stone, it says, God will give you your name. You'll hear your name. It's like you are a soul in a human body. This human life is just brief, but we have it for a reason. We're here for a reason. So don't give up on it. For sure, don't give up on it. But your name is on a white stone, and you'll get your real name. And that's your God name. It's like you are an aspect of God consciousness on this earth, and you have gifts to give. So don't sit on those gifts. You're meant to give them. You're meant to be exactly who you are. All right? So that's just a way that's verified in Holy Scriptures. I was reading the Bhagavad Gita the other day too. It was amazing how that's about wanting to have union with divine love. I haven't read it in so long. Anyway, I wish you so much love. I wanted to take the time out to say it's okay to be different. Celebrate it. I love you.